The government of Ghana, with the support of the World Bank and the USAID, presents to you the Gcap Diaries. The diaries showcase the success stories of the Ghana Commercial Agriculture Project being implemented by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
Gcap has come to change the face of farming in Ghana.
We have currently supported 31 grantees on various fronts.
Because of Gcap's intervention, today we have about 60% of the total number of outgrowers that we have being women.
We have learned agronomic practices.
Through the trainings, farmers have been able to increase their yields.
Gcap intervention, the road is fine.
The intervention of Gcap has been lovely and farmers have embraced it.
We want people who know and understand the market and can produce to meet the needs of the market.
Watch Gcap Diaries on this channel every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Everybody go chickity boom, chickity boom, chickity boom. Land of our ancestors, our heritage is one for us. Come make we do the chickity boom, chickity boom, chickity boom.
Ghana's current agricultural policy framework and national development plan emphasizes the importance of graduating from a subsistence-based smallholder system to a sector characterized by a stronger market-based orientation, based on a combination of productive smallholders alongside larger commercial enterprises engaged in agricultural production, agro-processing and other activities along the value chain. To maximize the impacts of private investment in agriculture on development, a particular focus is to facilitate smallholder linkages with other commercial businesses through contract farming and outgrower schemes. One of the leading regions of Ghana where this practice has gained prominence is the Brong-Ahafo region. The agriculture industry in the Brong-Ahafo region dominates all the other sectors of its economy in terms of employment as a typical characteristic of a Ghanaian setting. It employs about 68.2% of the population, which is above the national rate of 60%. Agriculture is the mainstay of the region. It serves mostly as the source of livelihood for the region. The agricultural sector of the region includes both crop production and livestock rearing. Maize is the dominant food crop type cultivated in the region. It could therefore be said that the soil type in the region supports the production of maize more than any other food crop. Established in 2005 by its current managing director, Mohamed Isifu Pangabu, P Farms Limited is one of the leading maize farms in the Brong-Ahafo region. The company works with 15 groups of outgrowers, which total over 200 individual outgrowers, with farms situated in Swansea and Watoro in the Atebubu-Amantin districts and Ejura-Sechidumasi districts in Brong-Ahafo region. P Farms provide technical and logistical support as well as guaranteed market for the farmers.
P Farms is a limited liability company registered with the Research General Department, and our objective is to how we can get some, operate and get some profit. P Farms specialize in seed maize, so we can get quality seed for the farmers in the district and Ghana as a whole.
A major challenge which limited the company's capacity to expand its output was the inability of the company to increase its farm size due to lack of resources to develop available lands. This challenge did not allow the outgrowers to make full use of their potential. Outgrowers were farming on small acreages of land, hence low levels of productivity. The company and its outgrowers also lacked good agronomic skills, a situation which had adverse effects on productivity as farmers weren't applying fertilizers at the right time nor used the right quantities of fertilizers. Farmers never kept records of their activities. Bookkeeping was something alien to the outgrowers. In their effort to turn things around, P Farms Limited applied to Gcap for funding to enable it to develop an additional 300 acres of land it had acquired, train its outgrowers in good agronomic practices, bookkeeping, group formation and dynamics.
P Farms was competitively selected. They applied for, and we saw merit in the application, and so Gcap is removing their binding constraints. Things that if we support them with, they could be able to free some resource to have more smallholder farmers. The whole idea of helping farmers with their land development is for them to appreciate how well you have to develop your land and how that has influence on your yield.
After a successful application, P Farms Limited was awarded a grant of $120,000 and the company matching the grant with $20,000 to remove the two key binding constraints to its productivity: land development and good agronomic skills.
The Ghana Commercial Agri Project is a private sector-led project, and it is demand-driven. Now, what we mean by it being demand-driven is the project assesses the requests from agribusinesses and stakeholders in the agri sector that fall within the remit of the project, and then decides on how best to support the agribusinesses to achieve whatever objectives they have, which is in line with our project development objective. We have various interventions. We have the matching grants, where we have currently supported 31 grantees on various fronts to remove their binding constraints from them.
Under this current matching grant, P Farms had two lines of benefit from Gcap. One was support of $80,000 to prepare 300 acres of land for maize cultivation. And the other was management support for him to better use that resource and also build his capacity and relationship with his outgrowers. So our expectation is that, having supported him with funds to develop 300 acres of land, subsequently he now has the knowledge and the skill to do so in the future. And not him alone. All the smallholders that he's working with also have learned how to prepare their land properly for maize cultivation.
The government of Ghana, with the support of the World Bank and the USAID, presents to you the Gcap Diaries. The diaries showcase the success stories of the Ghana Commercial Agriculture Project being implemented by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
Gcap has come to change the face of farming in Ghana.
We have currently supported 31 grantees on various fronts.
Because of Gcap's intervention, today we have about 60% of the total number of outgrowers that we have being women.
We have learned agronomic practices.
Through the trainings, farmers have been able to increase their yields.
Gcap intervention, the road is fine.
The intervention of Gcap has been lovely and farmers have embraced it.
We want people who know and understand the market and can produce to meet the needs of the market.
Watch Gcap Diaries on this channel every Saturday at 10 a.m.
As part of its implementation strategy, P Farms developed 300 acres of land at Swansea and Watoro in the Atibubwa Mountain districts in the Brong-Ahafo region. The process of land development included the clearing of trees, removal of stumps, plowing and bunding of the soil. Out of the 300 acres of land developed, 200 acres are for outgrowers for the cultivation of maize. The nucleus farmer, P Farms, cultivates on the remaining 100 acres of developed land. Outgrower farmers increased from 7 groups to 15 groups, with an average of 15 farmers per group as a result of the Gcap intervention. Training services were also procured to upgrade their capacity in land management, group dynamics, bookkeeping, fertilizer and pesticide application, and the best practices in maize cultivation.
P Farms has got some art growers whom he's working with, but not until the outcome of Gcap we had about 8 groups. And now, because of Gcap, comes help in land development to expand. So we have been able to increase the groups to about 15. Not until first, P Farms used to have only about 180-acre land. But because Gcap has come with the support to help do something, we have 300 extra acres. We must say that we have benefited. P Farms and the art growers have benefited a lot from Gcap. Because P Farm couldn't have gotten the resources to do stamping, which is an expensive exercise. They have also come to do training for me and my farmers in record keeping, good farm management. We used to farm just farming, but they have taught us to keep record so that at least at the end of the day we would know the product we've made. They have taught us in spraying this insecticide, how it's dangerous to our health, how to use max application of fertilizer. They've taught us the good timing so that we will be able to maximize our yield. I must say that Gcap has really helped us a lot, both P Farms and my oil growers in general.
In order to sustain the project and the land, environmental issues were not left unattended to.
We link with the Environmental Protection Agency and we get them to help the farmers acquire EPA permits. Now, most of the farmers initially didn't have that, but through Gcap support, almost I can say 70% have EPA permits now, and the rest are in the process of achieving it. We don't only stop at the permits, but also the environmental management plan to develop it and monitor them to be able to comply with the laws.
One of our interventions was to train them on the proper use of agrochemicals and also emergency procedures. So the project collaborated with the PPRSD of MOFA, and then myself and some technical staff, we went there to train their staff. And basically, we took them through the processes one has to follow to use agrochemicals, and after you have used them, what to do to dispose of the containers. One of the practical measures that were recommended to them is for them to construct fire belts as they harvest, and during the dry season they normally start constructing their fire belts at least 1 month to the dry season, and so as to avoid the spread of bushfires from neighboring farms to their farms. And I'm so happy to inform you that per my last visit, most of these outgrowers have complied with our directive.
Gcap's intervention has increased outgrowers' productivity. The average land available to an outgrower has increased from an acre to between 4 and 10 acres. Farmers are now equipped with good agronomic and farm management skills. They now have the mindset to operate their farm as a business. They now keep records of all activities on the farm. Farmers, through training in group dynamics, now work cordially among themselves.
With the support of Gcap, we have acquired adequate knowledge to enable us increase our produce. Though a woman, I can boldly say I can comfortably pay my children's school fees. I can also afford our hospital bills, etc. Years ago, our role was in the kitchen, but that has changed by the help of Gcap, and I am a proud Gcap. I am an outgrower and very proud.
The days of farming on a small piece of land are history. Developed lands abound plentifully. Awudu Karim is one of the beneficiary outgrowers.
Gcap has done a lot for my farm. Gcap was able to uproot all the trees and stumps on my farm. Before Gcap, I could only farm less than half an acre because even though the land was there, it was full of trees and stumps. I didn't have the resources to uproot the trees and the stumps. Gcap's intervention has really helped me a lot. It cleared my land for me. Now I can farm on about 2 acres of maize. I really thank Gcap. We were also given training on good agronomic practices. I never used to know how to apply fertilizer and when to apply fertilizers. Gcap's training has now enabled me to do that efficiently. The application of fertilizer has made my farm very good. I expect a bumper harvest this year. Prior to Gcap's intervention, I was harvesting about 5 bags, maximum 6 bags per acre. Now that Gcap's intervention is in and the land is good and I've done all the good agronomic practices, I'm sure I will be able to harvest more than 10 bags, possibly 15 bags per acre. I really thank Gcap very much. They've really come to my aid.
Also, the effective application of fertilizers and other agronomic skills acquired through the Gcap support has led to reduced cost of production and increase in productivity. This has increased yield and income. Yields have indeed increased a great deal. Farmers are now harvesting between 12 to 15 bags per acre due to Gcap's interventions. Farmers are really happy with the turn of events. The increase in yields has had profound effect on their livelihoods. They are now economically better off than before.
The knowledge we acquired has helped increase our yield. Also, we now understand the weather patterns and the right season to plant in, etc. Another challenge was that we didn't know where to purchase our farm inputs, such as fertilizers, weedicides, etc. Gcap support has actually helped our farming activities and has reduced poverty in our community.
The government of Ghana, with the support of the World Bank and the USAID, presents to you the Gcap Diaries. The diaries showcase the success stories of the Ghana Commercial Agriculture Project being implemented by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
Gcap has come to change the face of farming in Ghana.
We have currently supported 31 grantees on various fronts.
Because of Gcap's intervention, today we have about 60% of the total number of outgrowers that we have being women.
We have learned agronomic practices.
Through the trainings, farmers have been able to increase their yields.
Gcap intervention, the road is fine.
The intervention of Gcap has been lovely and farmers have embraced it.
We want people who know and understand the market and can produce to meet the needs of the market.
Watch Gcap Diaries on this channel every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Mohammed Isifu Pangabu reiterates the outcomes of Gcap's intervention to his business and outgrowers.
And the yields have increased. Until first, our yield per acre was just about 8 bags per acre. But now we can boast about 15 acres per acre. Now we keep records. We know what quantity of fertilizer we have applied, how much we spend on insecticide, how much we spend on other field operations. At the end, we will be able to tell you how much profit we were able to make from our farms. Until first, we couldn't do that, but with the training from Gcap, we've been able to master all these fields. So we are very grateful to Gcap for all the help they've given to us, and we also intend to impart the knowledge we've got to other farmers elsewhere.
Another major outcome of the Gcap support to pea farms is the creation and the assurance of ready markets